Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Norristown Municipality Council meeting of Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. To order, can I have a moment of silence and pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, can I have roll call?
Rebecca Smith.
Here.
Rashad Bates. Tiffani Hendley. William McCoy.
Here.
Lauren Hughes.
Here.
Dustin Queenan.
Here.
Thomas Lepera.
Here. Do I have a motion to approve the previous minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Executive session announcement. We had an executive session tonight on personnel. Mr. Vice President, any announcements?
Yes. If anybody needs a translator, I think we had Jess back there with the open door, if you can see the little hand there. Also, remember, there's free ice skating at Norristown Winter Village this Saturday, December 7th, from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and on Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Eisenhower Academy Field, 1601 Markley Street.
Any other announcements? Seeing none, we'll move into public comments. Madam Secretary.
I'm a proud member of Norristown community, and I'm here as someone who values giving back, particularly during the holiday season. I organize a toy drive called Shayla's Wish, which is close to my heart. Our mission is to collect and distribute toys to the children and shelters, ensuring that they feel the warmth and joy of the holiday. I'm here to share this project with y'all and explore like the different type of things we can do to bring this to the forefront. It's a toy drive. And we used to do this while I was younger, and I wanted to bring this back to something I do for Norristown and the children in need. So is there anything like, this is my first time like coming to a city council meeting or anything, so like bear with me a little bit, but is there any way y'all can help fund this or give me resources to different organizations that can help push this forward?
So, sir, this is a public comment period. This isn't really a question and answer type of format. Any information that you do have on the toy drive that you would like to share, you can give to Kevin here. Okay. Or if you want to just give us your information, and we can connect you with some of the multiple toy drives that are happening, right, so that you can collaborate with them.
All right, yeah, that'll be perfect.
Excuse me, just make sure you talk to me. If you stay for the whole meeting, I'll talk to you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Cheryl Holmes.
Hello, Borough Council, and good evening. I have two questions. I was here in September. My first question is, I would like to know what's going on with the $11 million that y'all supposed to get before, or decide what we're going to do with this money before December, which is the end of December. And my second question I'd like to know is, with all these children here, how come we do not have a YMCA, but everybody else in the little areas and towns, and Norristown's supposed to be the richest borough in the United States? I don't get it. All right? So that's my two things. And the third thing, when I was here in September, about Norristown being nasty and dirty and trash, okay? And we pay for trash with the taxes. That's my another thing. Thank you so much.
Yes, Ms. Cheryl. Thank you.
Yvonne Clapp.
Greetings, Council. I am grateful and thankful that at a time of great need, that there was a rapid response as Council to the fire victims. You communicated, you collaborated, you acknowledge all the persons who contribute quickly, addressing the needs of all the persons impacted by the fire. I thank you, but mercy, 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 mercy Lord, I've had headaches, sadness, anger, pain, and sleepless nights as I bear witness to many of the other things going on and going down around our town. On a past occasion, when I spoke, I asked that we explore some other processes for engagement with council. As voices of the community, I believe that's imperative that if we want the best for our community, that we come alongside one another, as the recent emergency support for the fire victims has illustrated. And thinking further about this, I wonder what deeper engagement with the community would look like. How it needs to consist of a process which would include conversation, dialogue, feedback. Maybe a process like the police department has engaged with the sector meetings, where residents can feel that they have been listened to empathetically and they can communicate their authentic needs and concerns about our neighborhoods in neighborhood settings. With the lieutenants that are in charge is what has been happening. So for instance, like in the 4-1, which I'm a member of, a resident of. Maybe we could have a district meeting, maybe the same in 4-2 and Associated. Remember, y'all at-large members could meet up with the districts and have meetings and show up too, to get to know your people, hear from your people about the things being prepared for the agenda and on other interests, seeking solutions together, providing questions and concerns about things that are important to them. Truly, many of the decisions being made supposedly to benefit the community represent best interests that have been questionable. I'm gonna leave that there. But this, I do believe, where change can come, extending an invitation to meet over dinner, lunch, somehow convenient, where conversations about the budget, the park, recreation, the unhoused, the trash, and other stuff could be responded to. Back in the day, Norristown was the place to be compared to Conshohocken and Bridgeport. Look at us now and look at them now. Those who have taken the oath to represent the people ought to work with the people in addressing the concerns and needs of the community. Again, it was a nice orchestrated effort to respond to the fire people, but I hope you have sworn interests of the community will choose matters that are most important. I will remain from this day forward ever committed to voicing my opinions and showing up here and assisting as we go further on. Thank you.
Amira Taylor. Amira Taylor.
Hello, everyone. I am here on behalf of these children right here. We are Norristown Football League. We need help. These kids are first time year in this league. They made it to the regional championship. We need y'all help to get these kids to Florida. We're trying to keep these kids off the street, not out of trouble. This is where y'all come in at. We need over $25,000. We have 20 kids, 6 coaches. We need help from Norristown to get these kids to Florida. They deserve it. They come this far. We need y'all. We need y'all to help us get these kids. They deserve it. They do not. We're trying to keep them off the streets. We're trying to keep them out of trouble. This is the way to do it. This is a first-time organization. We need Norristown's help to get these kids to Florida. The game starts Saturday. We need help. What do we need to do to get help from Norristown officials to give back to the kids in the community? Keep them off the streets. I know the crime rate is high up here. Let's change that. Let's get back to what she said, what Norristown used to be. I'm 46 years old. I've been living in Norristown all my life. It's completely different, but it starts here. We need y'all help to keep these kids off the street. The YMCA's, everything is gone. When I was young, they had praise and raising. We used to do stuff. There's nothing for these kids to do, but they breaking into your homes and breaking into your cars is a problem. Well, let's change that. Let's give these kids something to do here, today, now. Things got to change for Norristown. This is unacceptable. We need help. What can y'all do for the 10U Norristown Youth Bengals to get these kids to Florida? And the 6 coaches that need to go with them. What can y'all do for these children? It's about the kids. Make it be about the kids. That's all I got to say.
Harry Thompson.
Real quick, any information that you have in regards to where money could be sent to, as far as an organization, please give to Kevin, and we will talk as a council.
Yes, we need it.
My name is Percy. I'm here to address a code situation. Last time I was here, trash was dumped in the alleyway, and I sent pictures to them. 2 weeks later, I get a fine for $50 because somebody dumped a mattress on the church's property. All right? So it took 2 months for eventually it got solved. Here we are again with one little patch of grass in the back alley, another $50 fine. I was wondering how they see grass growing 6 or 7 inches high, but they don't see the trash in the alleyway. They don't see the potholes in the alleyway, but you see a grass and you're going to charge somebody $50 to cut a fine for it, and we don't get it done. And my question is, do something else. Don't worry about the grass. The grass will get cut. The grass is cut already. You know what I mean? It's cut. I just keep complaining about the same thing, and I don't see nothing getting done about it. You know, you keep addressing the same situation, and nobody does nothing about it. All right? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Heather Lewis?
Good evening, council. I struggled to come in and give a public comment this evening because I was disappointed that the transparency that was promised to the community was taken off the agenda this evening with a public vote on what to do with our sitting police chief that's on administrative leave. And so with that being said, I want to echo and agree with a lot of the sentiments that were spoken tonight, in particular Yvonne Platts, because who is one of my mentors, somebody I go to for advice and how to conduct myself as a member of the Peace Ambassadors Norristown Restorative Justice group. I had to check myself and lead with gratitude. And I'm grateful for the firefighters that are in this building tonight. I'm thankful for council and the leadership that you executed in making sure that those people were safe. And in that, you were ultra transparent, ultra, reaching out to the community, soliciting help and support for all of those folks. But yet, transparency quickly dissipates when it's maybe a topic that's not desirable, or that is difficult, or it's challenging, or you happen to disagree with your constituents. That's cool, we can agree to disagree, but to deny us the transparency is where mistrust comes in. It's where backbiting and all these other divisive things that happen in a small town like Norristown. As a former council person, when I was on council, I would ask questions, not because I wanted to know the answer, it's because I wanted the people in the room to hear the question and get the answer. And so one of the things that I have to say about the transparency and how we came to the 97 recommendations that Dr. Jacqueline Bailey Davis was charged with implementing came with the recommendation of Councilwoman Smith to have an independent audit. Again, independent, so that we were not the orchestrators of this outcome. That agency was hired. They did an assessment, a county or municipal-wide assessment. The police department was a department that council decided needed an in-depth audit, which produced those 97 recommendations, which then Dr. Bailey Davis started to implement, which I imagine, didn't go over very well. And so that's just a historical lesson. Also, too, I see on the agenda to award the contract for the roof and masonry work at the rec center, which was, I just saw on the agenda for $500,000. So I'm a little confused about that. And so the folks that are asking what can council do, the way y'all showed up tonight, is the way y'all need to keep showing up. The way y'all are here tonight, asking for your kids and asking for the trash and asking for everything else that needs to be happening in Norristown, you need to pack this room every first and
Thank you. With that, we will move on to a presentation by our state representative, Greg Scott.
Well, good evening, Norristown Council, and to all of the constituents assembled here today. My name is Greg Scott, and believe it or not, this is my first presentation as the state representative to the council. So we are just completing our first term. I'm happy that the leadership asked me to come and present on what we've done the last 2 years and working well with the leadership of this council. So let's get into it. I don't know who's controlling this. Got it. So my name is Greg Scott, and believe it or not, I served on the Norristown City Council when I was 16 as a junior councilman, which wasn't that long ago. The room looked a little different than it does today. And actually, the night that I got sworn in, there was a guy in the room that night named Tom O'Donnell who took me to the Fairmount Firehouse on West Main Street, and I signed up to become a local volunteer firefighter and EMT and have been working with the Norristown Fire Department ever since. Since then, I graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine as well as Chestnut Hill College. Went on to become a district judge in our community, serving the community for 6 years before I resigned and became our state rep. And now I am entering in my second term. Kevin, we can go to the next one. My district includes not just Norristown, but also Plymouth Township and Conshohocken Borough. So I have 3 very distinct communities. I like to say that it's a microcosm of America. And I like to also say we have tailored services to each of our communities. We have different needs in each of those communities. And so we have 2 different school districts in our district. So we try and make sure that we provide the services that our district needs in a very customized fashion. And I couldn't do it without the members of my team, some of which are here tonight. But when you call my office, we pride ourselves on answering the phone. You don't have to press 1 for this or press 2 for that. There's a live human being answering the phone. And if you live in that community, we provide, I believe, stellar constituent service. We're led, Kevin, as you go to the next slide, by a mission statement. My office's mission statement, which was devised by our team, is that our goal here is to improve the quality of life for residents of our district through accessible services. That means exactly what I said. Every email that is sent to my office is responded to within 48 hours. When you call my office during the week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and sometimes later than that, a live person answers the phone. If you get a voicemail, that means somebody's helping somebody else, but they'll call them back that day generally, but within 48 hours. It means that we will have meaningful partnerships. We partner with a lot of people. Everybody in this room, especially you up there, know that you can't do it by yourself. It takes community partners, nonprofit organizations to come together and fill the gap where government stops and sometimes fails to meet that need. Our 2 primary roles as a state representative is to provide appropriations and to legislate. When we talk about appropriations, it means how do we spend the government's money. So this year, our state budget was $48 billion with a B, and so I'm one of the 254 people that sit down and figure out how we're going to spend those dollars. The second responsibility that I have as the state representative for this community is to make sure that we pass meaningful legislation that directly impacts or tangibly impacts our community or improves government. And then ancillary to that is the constituent services that our office provides. As we move on, I do want to pause for a moment and just talk about the work that we do outside of just legislating and appropriating. As everybody in this room knows, we had a very bad fire this past pre-Thanksgiving. 39 people were displaced from their homes out of 11 units on West Lafayette. And there's so many people to thank. And on Thanksgiving Day, Council President, you were there along with Councilwoman Hughes as we were meeting with the victims on Thanksgiving Day. And all of us saw the folks that were in the room that day, the gratitude, the overwhelming amount of gratitude that those residents that were displaced and receiving a warm meal that day on Thanksgiving had for the Norristown Fire Department, which is led by Chief Tommy O'Donnell, who we really have to make sure that we pause and acknowledge the work that this fire department did, knocking out this fire swiftly, without any injury to anyone, and without anybody being deceased. I know many of the firefighters are here. If we could just clap for all of our first responders. And much like all of you up on this panel, they can't do it alone. We had multiple mutual aid agencies throughout the county, and multi-county, quite frankly, coming in to assist our fire department. One of the strong partners on the ground that day was also the American Red Cross. The American Red Cross had a team of volunteers on site within hours to help my team and I and the fire department process all the victims. They stood up a shelter. They brought food and drinks. They helped coordinate and open the shelter with the school district at 2 different locations. I know we have representatives of the Red Cross here today. If we could clap for them as well. The Charles Bloxton Middle School team came together within hours with the school district's leadership call once the call was put out. They fired up the heaters. Teachers came in on the day before Thanksgiving, opened up their classrooms, pulled supplies out to occupy kids' attention. I want to especially shout out Dr. Lugo, Ann Goffin, Stacy Ellum, Teresa Flood, and James Curl, who I know some of them are here with us tonight, but they did extraordinary work. I want to acknowledge Aklamo, who was on site and helped give out coats and helped translate the night of the fire. Many of the people that were displaced, English was not their original language, and so we had to make sure that we had folks that could translate. I called Bishop Jarman of Ebenezer Methodist Church on the phone. I said, Bishop, we had a fire. A lot of people lost their homes, and I know you called me for something, but I'm calling you back, and the reason why I'm calling you back so late is because of this incident. And he said, well, nobody, as long as Ebenezer's alive and open, nobody doesn't have anybody that without a home has a home at Ebenezer. They opened up the church. I know we have some of the parishioners here. They fed literally a warm Thanksgiving meal with all the fixings. I've gained probably about 5 pounds. I ate after the victims ate. But they're here. Can we clap for them? And where And I know the captain of that team was Miss Adrienne Liver. She's not here tonight, but she's being well represented. Next, people literally ran out without clothes on their backs, without shoes. People were in barefoot that night. And I reached out to Pastor Angela and Ken of the Blessing Shop, and they were closed until December 5th. They're on their holiday break. But Pastor Angela reached back out and said, absolutely. I'm feeding about 20 people at my house, and I'm preparing that dinner, but my husband and I will break away ourselves to open up. And they opened up, and to see the gratitude of people leaving, not with used clothes with holes, but with some brand new clothes to put back on their backs and brand new shoes on their feet. I have pictures of some of it, but to maintain their dignity, we're not going to show them. One young lady did allow us to do it. It made it on our social media page, but it was a sight to behold. Pastor Ken and Pastor Angela are great partners in this work. They're here tonight. Let's acknowledge them. The day after the fire, folks needed to take showers. They needed to, have a place to get toiletries. The Norristown Hospitality Center, led by Sananda, who we all know, opened their doors and allowed folks to take showers. The problem we had is we had everybody at the shelter. We had the Ebenezer Church who wanted to feed them. We had the Blessing Shop that wanted to give them clothes, and we had the Hospitality Center that wanted to allow them in the shower, but we did not have transportation. We could not coordinate getting 39 people to this place, not all of which were in the shelter. Some of them had to go to hotels or other places just for other reasons. And I came out in the parking lot, and there was this guy named Rob Chanel and Jay standing there, and they were just like, hey, man, how can we help? Now, Jay, I was a little apprehensive because he had these blue and white colors on. But Rob, are you here? Where's Rob? Rob and Jay? There's Rob and there's Jay. And the three of us in our cars literally shuttled people from the shelter to the church to the store to the showers. On Thanksgiving Day, those guys gave up their Thanksgiving meal with their families to get folks where they were. Another looming need was the school supplies. And when I talked to Jay said, hey, I know some guys that wear blue and white that could possibly help. And the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma came through and got book bags full of supplies to make sure that no one would miss a beat when they went back to school on Monday. And all the kids on Sunday that were displaced by the fire walked out with brand new book bags, brand new supplies. I'm not talking about dollar store stuff. We talking about First Mead notebooks and great quality pencils. The brothers of Phi Beta Sigma are here, and they would like to also be donating, letting folks know that they're going to be donating 500 pairs of socks and 50 gently used winter coats to replenish the Blessing Store. We literally wiped out the Blessing Store's men's section. So Angela and Ken, the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma are here. So they're going to make that happen. I also want to acknowledge Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church for their large donation of clothing and supplies, as well as Trust, Hope for the Hurting, Reverend Helen M.C. Jones, Pastor Curtis, Victory Church, and Bishop McCrae of Norristown Church of God for reaching out and basically saying, whatever you need, we're here to serve. This is the Norristown that I know and love. When tragedy happens, we come together. But also, tonight's presentation was not about tragedy. This was planned prior to the tragedy. We consistently come together to get the needs of our community and put them forward. The last thing I wanted to say about this fire before we move on is that folks need to understand the scope and magnitude of this fire. This was a 2-alarm fire with over 25 different agencies, including the Plymouth Ambulance, Montgomery County Department of Public Safety, PECO, PA American Water, among others. Over 47 pieces of fire apparatus were on scene that night. And coordinating all of that on the ground was our Fire Chief Tom O'Donnell and Deputy Chief Rich Lockhart. This was no easy feat. And so I just want to say, Chief O'Donnell, Chief Lockhart, and to all the firefighters, thank you for the work that you do day in and day out, answering the call to make sure that we are protected and being served well. And they don't do it for recognition. As many of you know, it's hard to get them up here. Whenever I want to take a picture with them, they always run the other side. But it's important that we acknowledge the true heroes among us. Moving on, the purpose of my presentation is to talk about my role and how we're working together. We have 2 roles as a state representative, to bring money back to the district and then to legislate. The first part of that is legislating. We do that through 28 committees. I'm on 5 committees: the Finance Committee, the Gaming Oversight Committee, Insurance, Labor and Industry, Veterans Affairs, and Emergency Preparedness. We've been able to, in my short stead, Kevin, is to get 5 bills signed by the governor in my freshman term that have directly impacted the financial pocketbooks of most of the Pennsylvanians, and many of them may not know about it, but we're doing that work. The next thing that we did, as I said, legislation, is appropriations, is bring money home to the district. So I'm really proud of what we've done with the Norristown School District. In 2003, my first budget, we brought $32,196,562 on top of the government's, on top of the appropriations budget. Out of that $1 billion that the state appropriated, we were able to bring $32 million back to the school district. In 2024-25, we brought $41 million back to the school district, and that's just our basic education formula, as well as special ed basic education funding formula money as well. The school district started a program back during COVID, distributing food. That money, the federal stimulus money, when that money ran out, they applied for it through the state. I'm happy that we got $150,000 to make sure that kids ate in the summer 23, and then $175,000 in 24. They have a healthy learning environment program that we got $1.8 million for, providing fresh fruits and vegetables, $188 million, and some repairs to some buildings for $84,000. As I mentioned before, government can't do it all alone. It takes good partnerships. We've been working with agencies that particularly the local municipality have endorsed and working hand together. I don't believe and duplication of services. We have to make sure that we work together. We have a small footprint. We have a small budget to work with. So these are all agencies that, with the municipality's help, we were able to make sure that we deposited some money in. And I would also note here that our state senator, Amanda Capoletti, and I also have a lot of work and money that's not listed up here, where we work together with the municipality on as well. So it's actually more than this, but this is the money that our office got independently. Funding for development. Making sure that we continue to be a place where people live, work, and want to raise a family is incredibly important to me and to this council, to the council president leadership in this municipality. We've been able to secure money for Main and DeKalb Street. We've actually been in talks with the municipality Director Masonry and Leonard Leitner, as well as the council president, about increasing these monies and making sure that we have appropriate dollars allocated to these projects to attract investment in here. The only one that is not listed is that we are working on, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we're working on making sure we solve this homelessness crisis as well. So we should be adding a bullet point, hopefully, in the near future to that. And we're thankful for your leadership for wanting to do that. When you bring all this development here, you've got to have infrastructure. People don't think about it, but when you build a house and we have all these extra people coming, we got to figure out where we're going to put them in schools. We got to figure out where the sewage is going to go, how we're going to build water infrastructure. And so we've been happy that we've been able to work with you guys to get more money to make sure that we are increasing our capacity for the sewer authority, more roads and bridges, and also getting $58,000 for fire and EMS grants. And to all my firefighters, I see the Gladwin truck. I already yelled at them. It should be a Norristown truck. We'll fix it on the next presentation. So we're happy that we were able to provide some funding for the infrastructure dollars for that. Some future projects that we're also working on is recreation center. We got to have a full-fledged recreation center. It makes no sense why a community of this capacity, with the need that we have, nothing stops a bullet better than a job and a place for kids to go. And so having a quality recreation center is incredibly important, and I'm committed to making sure before I leave this office that we have one that's fitted well, and I'm glad that that is a priority of this council as well. We're working on getting some surveillance equipment that we can mobilize for you guys. The Main and DeKalb we talked about, and hopefully a new public safety center consolidation with our fire station, and working on some plans and studies under the leadership of Jay Masonier and Leonard Leitner. One of the biggest issues that we have worked a lot with the municipality, with you, Council President, and now Leonard Leitner, is our issues with PennDOT. Main and Markley, we've made significant progress. We're trying to change that intersection, the timing devices. Still a little bit more work to go, but we're monitoring that. Councilwoman Rebecca Smith has been, I wouldn't say a pain, but she's been certainly a constant source of communication around Brown and DeKalb Street. We've had a lot of deaths there, and we've had a lot of accidents there. We've just installed some new speed bumps and some lights, and we're trying to figure out ways that we can improve working with PennDOT, improve that traffic. As you know, you all have requested, the council has requested that DeKalb Street go to two-way. So we're working on studying that and implementing that project, that, two-way traffic, and along with these, with the accidents that we've been having, figuring out how we can work that in. So we're working on that. Johnson Highway, that barrier wall is done. There were some issues with the constituents, but PennDOT probably is the time that we spend the most with the municipality in terms of constituent service and working with you folks. So I just want to close by saying it's been a joy the last 2 years to work with you, Council President Lepera, under your leadership. Municipal Administrator Leitner, welcoming you on has been certainly a blessing. And Jane, getting all this up, I feel like we've been dreaming for these moments, and we finally have them in our grasp. And so I'm really grateful to be working with all of you. Happy to entertain any questions from the council at this time.
Councilor, is there any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, okay.
I just want to say, it's been a pleasure working with you in your first term here. And, you really are a true leader in this community. Anytime something like a fire happens, I usually get a call first from you, and you're usually on top of everything, and we collaborate nicely together. and everything comes together. And I think it's just, what you just shown tonight is that this community is much stronger when we work together. And I want to thank you again for your leadership, and thank everybody that showed up tonight and all your help over the tragic week that we had. So thank you. I'm sorry about the delay here. I'd just like to take a personal point of privilege. I just got my discretionary funds that I have left, which approximately $3,500 left in my discretionary. I'd like to commit that to the youth Bengals to get them towards that. Huh? They're yours?
Thank you.
I was just told by Councilwoman Hughes approximately $1,700, and Councilwoman Smith approximately $5,000 towards the youth Bengals as well. And Councilman Bates, approximately $3,000.
Yeah, you guys can have mine as well, $3,700. Can y'all hear me? You can hear me? Y'all can hear me? I said y'all can have mine as well, $3,737.
I guess I've been spending a lot more than everybody else, but I can give out $1,600 out of my budget.
We will have finance work on those exact figures, and we'll get them over to you. And once again, let's just give a round of applause to the kids here. It's first year going to the championship down in Florida. Now go home and get some rest. Got school tomorrow. Good luck.
Good luck.
All right. All right, we have a long agenda to get through, so thank you, and we'll get right to it. We'll move into appointments. Resolution 24-109, request for council to approve appointments to boards, committees, and commissions. The municipality has received a letter from Norristown Municipal Waste Authority chairperson dated November 19th that Mr. Simpson has been removed as the board member of Norristown Municipal Waste Authority and the Pennsylvania Municipalities Act. Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-109?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes.
Aye.
Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye. The ayes have it. Resolution passes. Moving on to the municipal administrator. Resolution number 24-126, request for municipal council to authorize the use of ARPA funds to purchase 2 vehicles for the building and code department. Mr. Leitner.
Yes, thank you. This is for our codes department. We actually hired 3 more inspectors, so we're short on vehicles. So we have the money set aside to acquire 2 more vehicles, and that would put us to full complement to get our inspectors out there to do the job. So we're requesting the approval of acquiring those 2 additional vehicles.
Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-126?
Second.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith. Aye. Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, resolution passes. Motion to award contract to RTG Solutions Corp. for the Norristown Rec Center roofing and masonry work. Mr. Leitner.
I'm going to turn that over to Panoni, who's going to address those.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leitner. Thank you, President of the Council, Vice President, and council members. So for this contract, it's for the Norristown Rec Center roofing and masonry project. This project involves the roof, windows, and exterior walls to be improved. We put this out for bid. The low bidder was RTG Solutions Corporation in the amount of $348,323.67. This is under the $350,000 for the RCO requirement, so that does not apply in this case. The funding for this project will be all from ARPA. So if council concurs, we recommend council make a motion to award this contract for the total of $348,323.67 to RTG Solutions Corporation.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to award contract to RTG Solutions Corp.?
So moved.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith. Aye. Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, motion passes.
Thank you.
Next up, we have a motion to award the contract to BRB Contractors for the Roosevelt Field demolition.
Okay, so so this is the second contract award for the Roosevelt Field demolition project.
Can you speak up? Can you speak up a little bit?
Sure. So this project involves the demolition of the stadium seating, the metal stadium seating, the wall around the field on Starregear, also Harding, and also James Street. Also, there are some sheds and some concrete pads that will also be removed, and then the fencing around the site. We put it out for bid. The low bidder was BRB Contractors in the amount of $242,856. Again, this project is under the RCO requirements, so this will not apply. The funding for this project will be all of it will be from ARPA. So if council concurs, we recommend council make a motion to award this contract for the total of $242,856 to BRB Contractors.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to award the contract to BRB Contractors?
So moved.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith. Aye. Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, motion passes. Next up, motion to award the bid to the lowest responsible contractor for Sawmill Run Creek Culvert Project, the Hoffman property.
All right, thank you. So this project involves the culvert repair and the associated repairs to it. We put it out to bid and the low bidder was DePaul & Company. This was in the amount of $556,789. However, after speaking with DePaul & Company, they had indicated that they entered their bid was entered incorrectly, so they would like to rescind that. And also, I think in your packet, there is a letter from them stating that. So in that case, then now we're going to recommend the award to the next low bidder, which is JPS Construction Company Incorporated, in the amount of $1,119,000. I just want to note that the engineer's opinion of probable cost was $1.4 million, so they're within reason of what we consider the construction cost. Also, this contractor is the same contractor that did the work under the Vico property. So we had no issues with them, and they did a very good job. This project, though, is above the $350,000 requirement, so it will fall under the RCO requirement. It will apply. The funding for this project is $350,000 from a DCED grant, and then the remaining will be covered under the ARPA. If council concurs, we recommend council make a motion to award this contract for the total of $1,119,000 to JPS Construction Company Incorporated.
Thank you. Council, any questions?
I have one. I think that this project that has been going on since I've been on council, so my question is just, is this the last component of the repairs of the Sawmill Run Creek Culvert project?
You know, I don't know that at the moment here, but I can get back to you on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Council, any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to award the bid to JPS?
So moved.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it. Motion passes. And thank you. Next up, we have a motion to approve the resignation of Councilwoman Tiffani Hendley, council member at large. Mr. Leitner?
But we did receive the actual resignation letter from Ms. Hendley on November 19th. So now we need council to take a move to accept her resignation.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the resignation of Tiffani Hendley?
So moved.
Second. Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye. Motion passes, and we thank her for her service here. Next up is Building and Codes Compliance, request to approve HARB COAs. HARB COAs, sorry.
Evening, Mr. President, members of council. As you know, the Historic Review Board meets monthly to review all requests for additions, alterations, or repairs on the exterior properties in the Historic District. The following COAs have been reviewed by the board and recommended for approval. Those are 309 Halls Avenue and 1108 DeKalb.
Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the HARB COAs?
So moved.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it. Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to Finance, Resolution 24-120, 2025 through 2029 Capital Improvement Plan. Ms. Fistel.
Good evening, council. I'd like to request council to adopt this resolution for the 5-year CIP program. We initially presented this in the November 19th meeting. The 5-year plan totals $33,965,371. This 5-year amount includes bond and grant funds for a new fire station estimated at $12 million, ARPA funds of approximately $10 million, and liquid fuels funding of $1 million. The staff recommendation is to adopt this resolution. We ask for your approval.
Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-120?
Second.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it. Resolution passes. Moving on to Resolution 24-121, 2025 Consolidated Fee Schedule.
Again, we presented the changes to the consolidated fee schedule for 2025 in the November 19th meeting. There were only a few changes, and if you'd like, I can go over them again. Or propose that you adopt the resolution.
Thank you. Council, any questions?
Would you say at the end, read them over, we're gonna read them over again?
Would you like me to?
Yes.
Okay. The first one is we're increasing the administration fee for code and compliance from $35 to $50. The last increase was in 2020. The summer camp changes were, we were adding a non-refundable registration fee of $50. We were eliminating early registration and the discount for multiple children and no pre-camp, before camp care. Is that it?
Thank you. And just for the record, I think we talked about this before, but we have a lot of people in the room that might not have heard. The elimination of the pre-camp was due to the fact that we didn't have any participants in it, correct? Any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to pass Resolution 24-121?
So moved.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, resolution passes. Moving on to ordinance number 24-07, adopting the fiscal year 2025 budget and establishing the real estate tax rate for 2025.
This ordinance is a request of council to adopt the 2025 budget ordinance, increasing the millage rate from 17.25 to 18.25. Council has heard departmental proposals and has been presented with a preliminary budget for consideration. We've held 3 public meetings on November 12th, November 18th, and November 25th. Those meetings were advertised in a local paper on November 9th and promoted on the municipality's local or social media. Council approved the advertisement of the 2025 budget and real estate tax for 2025 at the November 19th meeting, and the ad was placed in a local paper on November 23rd. The proposed general fund budget for 2025 is $43,792,153 in expenditures and revenue. The proposed liquid fuels budget for 2025 is $944,914. The proposed capital improvement plan budget, the 2025 portion, is $24,496,571. The budgeted millage rate will increase from 17.25 to 18.25. Staff recommendation is to adopt the 2025 budget ordinance, increasing the millage rate from 17.25 to 18.25.
Thank you. Council, any questions?
I have one. I know we've been over it before, but I know millage rates are not everybody's language, and since we have a lot of people in the room, can you just remind us what that means in terms of the average homeowner?
Okay, millage means per $1,000 of property. So it's $1 for $1,000 of worth of the property. For this millage rate, for an average single home or single property, single unit property, it's about $70 a year increase.
Thank you.
Council, any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve ordinance 24-07?
So moved.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it. Ordinance passes. Moving on, Resolution 24-122, request for council to approve policy to authorize and grant the municipal administrator and director of finance settlement authority in certain tax, lien, and fee matters.
This resolution is to update our existing tax and lien settlement authorization policy in an effort to more efficiently address and resolve tax, lien, and fee matters. Currently, we are able to settle tax and lien settlements under $5,000 for the municipality. Often these settlement issues are around closing or trying to recoup funds that have been difficult to obtain. Stormwater fees will now be included within this resolution. This resolution also removes the $5,000 limit for interest and penalties. The reduction of principal is not permitted under this resolution. It will only permit us jointly to eliminate or reduce penalty and interest.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-122?
So moved.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, resolution passes. Thank you. Moving on, Planning Municipal Development. Ordinance 24-05, request adoption of ordinance 24-05 for vacating of a portion of Wood Street. Ms. Masania.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, council members. As you recall, we came before you last month requesting that we vacate a paper street that actually we discovered during a discussion we had with a property owner who was trying to subdivide his property. Then we saw that Violet Street was paper street, but it was still there, so we needed to clean it up, so to speak. Our administrator recommended we take it through the process. You gave us permission to advertise the ordinance. We did advertise it. We also sent abutting neighbors the notices in case they wanted a public hearing. We received no information from them. The legal advertisement was in the newspaper on November 13th and November 20th. So tonight we're requesting that you adopt the vacation of Wood Street.
Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve ordinance 24-05?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, ordinance passes. Moving on, ordinance 24-06, request adoption of ordinance 24-06 for the vacation of a portion of Violet Street.
Thank you. This is actually a continuation of the other ordinance because there is another portion next door, rather next to this parcel that just moved off, that also has an unopened street. And the municipality had bought that parcel with open space funds some years back. It's a passive park, but we had to notify, in order for us to clean it up, we have to notify the neighboring parcel. We did that. Council, you gave us an opportunity to advertise it. That was the same advertisement that went to the paper on November 13th and November 20th. So we also send the vacating notices to the neighboring parcel. We have not received any request for public hearing. So tonight we're asking you to adopt the vacation of the Violet Street.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve ordinance 24-06?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, ordinance passes. And finally, resolution 24-117, authorizing the submission of a grant application to the Department of Community and Economic Development requesting $1 million Main Street Matters in District Development Grants funding for 1 West Main Street Food and Event Hall project.
Thank you, Council President. We're continuing with our quest for getting funding for this food hall and event space right on 1 Main Street. Council will recall we did a feasibility study. It came out with positive, and we're trying to go after as many funds as we can on be it federal, state, or county level. And this is just one of those efforts to try and put it towards the food hall and event hall. We need about $6 million, and we're trying to work through that. We've obviously applied for other funds that you recall. We've come before you and asked you to give us permission, of which you have. But in total, we need $6 million. I think we've cobbled up about 3.5 right now.
Thank you. Council, any questions?
This is just a grant application.
Yes, it is.
Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve resolution 24-117?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, resolution passes. Thank you, Ms. Masania. Moving on to police, resolution 24-123, motion to approve handicap parking. Lieutenant.
Good evening, Mr. President and Council. First resolution is to approve 2 applications submitted for handicap parking that were investigated and approved by Norristown Police.
Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve resolution 24-123?
So moved.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, resolution passes. Moving on to Resolution 24-124, motion to approve the civil service resolution for entry-level police candidates and certified eligibility list.
Yes, on November 25th, 2024, the Norristown Civil Service Commission passed a resolution adopting the ineligibility list for 4 entry-level police officers to fill the 11 vacant positions. It's here today for your approval.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-124?
Second.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, resolution passes. Resolution number 24-125, motion for council to approve offers of conditional employment to 4 candidates on the entry-level police officer eligibility list.
Yes, on November 25th, 2024, the Norristown Civil Service Commission approved the eligibility list. These following the recommendation of the hiring of Andrew Badawala, Justin Bates, Jacob Drummer, and Joseph Williams to reach out and offer them a conditional offer of employment. They have completed the background testing process and are eligible to fill the 11 vacant positions.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 24-125?
So moved.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it, resolution passes. Finally, motion to approve the advertisement of the towing contract RFP.
Yes, before you is the towing contract for the RFP. It's a 3-year RFP that we want to put out for bid. Both of the current towers will be sent a copy of the RFP. The changes that were up for discussion during the last RFP were addressed and reverted back to the original towing requirements, along with the increased schedule changes, fee schedule changes.
Thank you. Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the advertisement of the towing contract RFP?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it. Motion passes. Thank you, Lieutenant. Moving on to fire, motion to approve letter of intent with DCED. Chief O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of council, before you tonight is a request to approve a letter of intent with DCED for them to come in and perform a study on behalf of the Norristown Fire Department.
Council, any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the letter of intent with DCED?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Secretary.
Rebecca Smith.
Aye.
Rashad Bates. William McCoy. Lauren Hughes. Dustin Queenan.
Aye.
Thomas Lepera.
Aye, the ayes have it. Motion passes. Thank you, Chief. Moving on to departmental reports, we have a quarterly update to council from our special events coordinator, Tracy Henry. You can tell us all about the upcoming winter fair.
Hello.
Oh,
Before I start, I'd like to commend council for that real-time action with the kids and letting them see that coming to a meeting can get results. So thank you for that. Really quick, the last time I was here, we were about to go into trunk or treat. Did trunk or treat. It was extremely successful. We served 750 children. And that doesn't include the moms. We do this little trick. We give stickers to every child so that we can count how many children are coming. So we had actually 749 children and their families, and it was a whopping success. We had 20 trunks, maybe 23. Our goal was 50, but we had 13 the year before. So we're moving in the right direction, and it was very successful and great opportunity. The other big thing on the list was to get the exterior decorations, the holiday decorations done. The inside and outside are done. We finished today. and hope you guys like it. The big thing that we're working on right now is our Winter Village, which is going to happen this weekend at Einstein. If you could go to the next page.
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower. Einstein. Eisenhower, okay. Eisenhower Science and Technology Leadership Academy, 1601 Markley Street, across the street from the zoo, close to the zoo. This is a layout of the plan for the event. There's going to be a vendor tent, almost a 100-foot tent that's going to be heated with lights. All of the vendors will be in that tent. We'll also have what we're calling a pop-up pub to do some winter adult drinks. The skating rink, we're actually installing a 60-foot synthetic ice skating rink. It is an artificial ice skating rink, which is Artificial Ice Events, which is the leading vendor. We did an ice skating rink 2 years ago, but we wondered why, somebody can always do it cheaper. We wondered why it was so much cheaper. Well, because it was a piece of white linoleum, basically. Where this is a vendor that I've worked with in the past. They are the vendor who supplies synthetic rinks to hockey teams. It's about a 2-inch thick plastic material that looks exactly like ice. This time we're using that vendor. They're coming with their staff. They will maintain skate rental. The skating opportunity, the skating sessions are all free to the community. We're giving a 1-hour session per family, or per reservation, I should say. Each hour will accommodate a maximum of 60 skaters. So we did it with an hour so that we can accommodate as many people as we can. This year I created a ticketing site. We opened it on Monday to start taking reservations, and already, they're coming in like every hour. So I gave you a number, I'm moving ahead a little bit, but I gave you guys a number in here of how many reservations that we had. And last night, when I did it for you, I had 76 on Saturday and 37 on Sunday. Since then, we now have 140 for Saturday and 120 for Sunday. 360 was total accommodation for Saturday and 300 for the total accommodation of Sunday. Also at the Winter Fair, so we'll have the vendors, we're gonna have 3 carnival rides, we'll have 2 food trucks, we're gonna have carnival games. The ice skating will be, we'll have patio heaters around us, so there'll be a little heat, and as I said, the vendor tent will be completely heated. Every vendor will get a 10 by 10 space to sell. And your wristband that you get for your skating will allow you free access to wild lights at the zoo. The zoo has been so amazing and accommodating that they're gonna open the back gate so that we can just go right from Markley into the back gate, and if you're at the fair, you have access to that. The police will help us with crossing so that we can, make sure everything is safe. Parking, we're not closing the street, but we are going to encourage and try to direct vertical parking so that, again, we can maximize, because the street's wide enough to accommodate vertical parking, so that we can maximize as many cars as possible on the block. There will be porta potties, there'll be rotation records, will supply the sound and the music, and everything is ready and good to go. All the vendors have been confirmed, met with the tent vendor today, been talking with the school board, making sure everything is good, everything's covered, it's completely insured. The municipality is insured, and the Norristown School District is the additionally insured. So everything's good, and we're all good. And I think that's kind of it. That's what's happening for us now. Anybody have any questions?
Council, any questions?
Yeah. Hi, Tracy.
Hi,
Where are the 2 food trucks?
Pizza, Familia Pizza.
Yeah. I know you're talking about, I don't know the name.
Wait, I got it right here. Pizzeria La Familia.
Okay.
And then I think Country Bites, but we're kind of on the. And then we have a whipped cream person coming on Sunday.
Oh, all right. I'll see you there.
Whipped cream, hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. My brain is whipped cream, but it's hot chocolate.
Any other questions?
Oh, the other thing is because Norristown Area School District was so accommodating and allowed us to use the site and everything. So one of the things that we offered them is a 2-hour private party. So from 11 to 1 on Sunday, Norristown Area School District is honoring students. Each school will get a number of tickets to give to students and a chaperone. And so for those 2 hours in the morning on Sunday, it'll be just for their students. And the students, I think it's like either students who are really excelling or who are maybe disabled.
Good evening. Are we able to see the list of the vendors, or are you able to send that information out?
I don't have it on the slide. Do I? There it is.
Thank you.
There it is. Some of them are Saturday, some Sunday, and the majority of them are both days.
We got that information sent to you too, to the council.
One thing I was able to do this, which worked really well, was to do a fillable form so that people were able to just take the link and go and fill it in, and it was much easier for us to keep track of it. The same thing with the skaters and the site for the skaters. By creating that site with the multi slots, we'll know what to expect, how many to expect. We can give that information to the zoo, how many they can expect as well. So it's gonna help a lot.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
And next up, we have Public Works. Mr. Odenabo.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
Yeah. We are doing leaf pickup right now. We started on the 21st of October, and this is going to be the last week. Hopefully, by the end of the week, this week, we hope to have picked about 90%. So we'll keep picking until we get until the snow comes. So that it will not be, we will keep a truck floating, and we'll pick any leaf that we see in the community. But this is actually our official, this will be the last week officially. So far we've been able to pick 108 loads of the badges up to date. And we have not had so much complaints, but we've had about 2, and those complaints were resolved immediately. The next thing that we've been working on over the next is we spend a lot of time planning snow operations in this community. So this is what we've been working on, and I think we've really fine-tuned it. So this is what our snow and ice control plan will be for 2024-25. And following that, we have every street in Norristown and the trucks that will actually do this. We're going to do a test run of this sometime next week, and we will know if this plan really works. But I think it will work because that's the plan we've used for years, and we've been improving on them. So I really hope it will work. So this shows the different streets. Then this is another thing we've been working on, putting on the Christmas snowflakes in the business district. So we are almost finishing the installation. And so far this year, we have been able to permit the pub right of way. There have been 527 permits that we've actually given out this year. So we do a lot of work on the right of way, and we permit a lot of them too. So we've collected about 44,000 on that. Then this is trash pickup. We have a good relationship with Mascaro. They respond quickly, and they have been finishing their zone daily. So far, they have collected about 10,400 tons of municipal solid waste, and then 3,300 tons of recyclables. Sometime last month, sometime on the 5th of November, we had our second round of citywide sweep, where we encourage residents to dump as many, whatever they have. That went very successfully. We had 16 dumpers all over the community, and it went very well. That's all that we've done, and I'll be ready to answer questions that City Council have for me. Thank you, too.
Sorry, comment? Kevin, can you go next? You're jumping ahead of me. Kevin, can we get the next slide, please? Thank you. So, just want to go over our report for the month of November. We had 4,293 proactive violations that we found. We issued 314 quick tickets. And one of the concerns that was brought up tonight was trash issues. Out of those 314, 243 of those were trash related. So we've been hitting that area of the community pretty hard to clean up the trash. We also conducted 41 property transfer inspections. Go to the next one, Kev. This slide, I just wanted to show you the quarter of last year between September and November. And we brought in approximately $124,000 in permit fees. Kev, if you go to the next slide, please. In the same period for this year, though, we brought in almost $184,000, which is almost a $61,000 increase. So, next one. Just some of the things that we have accomplished the last quarter. Our department has assisted the Montgomery County District Attorney's Community Cleanup Program for 24 man-hours. Our department also have attended the PennBach conference along with two of our third-party inspectors, where we've gained approximately 72 hours of training for code officials. 3 of our employees completed 12 hours of active shooter training that was given by the Pennsylvania Department of L&I. 2 employees also completed 2 hours each of training in masonry and high-performance masonry walls given by the Pennsylvania Concrete Masonry Associations. One of our third-party inspectors, you guys haven't met him, is Jake Martin. He has received his ICC commercial mechanical certification. During the last month, we have onboarded 2 new inspectors. I know at least one of them here. Stand up, Craig. Craig, Marcus, you're hiding here? And Marcus over here. Craig is actually a resident of Norristown, so we're good. Glad to have him on board. Both of these gentlemen have recently received their ICC property maintenance inspector certification. So we're proud of those guys having done that.
Good.
And the next to the last thing I have, the Building and Code Department has received an award for the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. And I'll just read this letter for you real quick. Just on behalf of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, they would like to personally congratulate the department on being selected as the winner of the 2024 Secretary's Award for Excellence in Healthy Homes. The award recognizes continued success, sustainability, and provides the opportunity to encourage development of innovative solutions to reducing lead and other healthy home hazards. Now, this award was given to us because we achieved 50% compliance when this application was submitted. We are actually almost at 61% now. So we're making great progress with the lead testing program. Now, that brings up the ducks. Okay, I know it's a little weird, a little quirky, but one of the things we've started is an internal incentive program. So when our inspectors do something good, they can get nominated by council people or other employees, and they get a duck. You've probably seen them. First questions I had from 10 people when I came in today was, you driving a Jeep? I don't have a Jeep, but you've probably seen them in all the cars. So we give these out to our people. Whoever collects the most of them gets a little lunch with the boss or somebody as a reward. We also use them for our constituents. People come in, you know, sometimes they're not happy with the code department, right? But you can't leave the code department and take this with you and not leave happy. It's working really well. People squeak their ducks, they leave, they smile just like you guys did when you left. So I just wanted to share a duck with you guys. Keep it on your desk, keep it on your car. You're having a little road rage or a bad day at work, that changes everything. So thank you. And these are your reward for all the good work you guys do that people don't always acknowledge. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Can the team get a photo with y'all? Yeah, just one photo.
What's up, Keith?